Welcome to this video on creating advanced workflows with Geneious Prime. For an introduction to automated workflows, watch our previous video. Let's start by running parallel workflows. Instead of designing a workflow that uses a single set of grouped documents as input for the first operation, you may want to run the same workflow in parallel on multiple document or sequence sets. To demonstrate this, view a workflow you are interested in by going to Workflows, Manage Workflows. For this example, I will edit a batch alignment workflow. There is currently just a single operation for this workflow, muscle alignment. However, running this workflow in its current state, when selecting multiple sequences or sequence lists, will group the sequences before the alignment. To run a batch alignment separately for each sequence, go to Add Step and select For Each Document. This will add a new step called For Each Document. Ensure you move this step to the beginning of the workflow by clicking and dragging or using the Move Up button. Now, if you run this workflow with multiple sequences selected, it will perform an alignment on each separately. If you have sequence lists and want to run an operation on each sequence separately, then add the For Each Sequence/Extract Sequences from List step instead. Let's now look at how to source additional documents within a workflow. Sometimes you may want to add documents in between steps in a workflow. For this example, I want to prompt the user to select the sequence files before starting the workflow, which involves mapping reads to a reference sequence. To do this, go to Add Step and select Add Document Chosen when running workflow. In the new window, give the option a name, ideally some instructions for the user. Then, choose to have documents selected when the workflow is run, with sequence list selected as the document type. Next, move this step to just before the Map to Reference operation. To demonstrate this workflow, I'll select two sequence lists, one containing two reference sequences and another containing the paired reads to map. I'll then go to Workflows and select the workflow. At the top of the window, a prompt asks you to specify the sequence list that contains the sequences you wish to map. Use the drop-down menu to select this and click OK. The workflow will then take the first reference sequence, add the reads, run the mapping, and repeat the process using the second reference sequence. The result is two config documents of mapped reads. Finally, let's look at how to apply branching to a workflow. You can use branching to run two different operations on the same input document in a single workflow. For example, I want this workflow to trim the reads, perform a separate alignment by cluster omega and muscle, and save the results in separate subfolders. This is where branching can be helpful. To do this, select the cluster omega step and then add a Save Documents/Branch step via the Add Step menu. In the new window, choose Save in a subfolder and include the name of input to Step 2 with cluster omega added. Under this, choose to branch from two operations ago. After the cluster omega step, Geneious will save the alignment files in a subfolder, while the trimmed sequences are realigned with the muscle alignment method. To save these results in a separate folder, we need to add another Save Documents step after the muscle alignment. Again, choose Save in subfolder containing the name from Step 2 and add Muscle Alignment 2. As this is the workflow's last step, choose to continue rather than add a branch. And that's how you can create advanced workflows with Geneious Prime. To learn more, visit geneious.com.